Good morning, good morning. Welcome to 4x8 Paper Stuff. This is Beth. Welcome to my time to journal, an untrained person playing with lots of art supplies and having fun. Join me. Before I get started, I am trying to train my dog how to sweep the floors, but so far he just wants to play with the broom. We had a bunch of pine cones destroyed last night on our front porch due to squirrels and dog, and we were sweeping, but the dog wanted to play. I did not talk through me doing this morning. I'm in my own little world, and sometimes it just works out like that. So this time I opened the book to Mark Twain. Now, if you've been here for any length of time, you know I love doing Mark Twain journals. Around the Equator is a book that he wrote, and I did a whole journal on that. There was another one, it seemed like. Mark Twain is Samuel Clemens. Mark Twain was the name he wrote under. He was in the foothills of the Sierras in California, and worked there for a while at newspapers. That's close to where I grew up, so I knew him as a child. His books, of course, Tom Sawyer. We've been to Hannibal, Missouri many times, once or twice as a kid, 3 or 4 times as an adult, because it's on my way to a quilting retreat that I love to go to by Missouri Star Quilts. And this is me thinking, tapping my fingers. So what I decided to do, and the reason why I put him in here is because of his storytelling. So I took my book Around the Equator, and I just wrote out almost an entire page on this blue polka dotted cardboard, which is what this page is, the base of it. And I left it blue because it reminds me of water. And Hannibal, Missouri is along the Mississippi River. And he did Tom Sawyer about the Mississippi River. And that whole folklore of the mystery and the tradition and the life of a person that lives along the Mississippi River or on the Mississippi River as a boat captain. The last time I was there, it was icy. This was in 2020, right before the pandemic in February. And it was icy, and there were bald eagles flying all over the place. And I didn't even realize that water would ice over that far south, but it does. And I talked to a little old man that was there picking up trash one day along that area where I pulled in Hannibal. And he was telling me about how the bald eagles migrate there, and they a lot of times don't leave anymore because there's so much food in abundance, especially when the ice is not completely iced, the river's not completely iced over. So it was just interesting talking to this man and his stories, and being along the river where a man of famous, not necessarily because he's famous, but just enhanced our lives with that story of a Mississippi River lifestyle. So I wrote out this page, not knowing yet what I'm going to do, but what I ended up doing was getting a map and getting out Missouri and tearing out just a section of where Hannibal, Missouri is on the eastern border of Missouri and Illinois. I drew a heart around Hannibal and added my heart that I made for all the pages as my label, my title, and it just said Mark Twain Storyteller. And I think that encompasses a lot of who he was. When he was writing for newspapers, he was storytelling. When he was an author, he was storytelling, obviously. And then when he didn't have money, he went back to storytelling. The Around the Equator was when he was running out of money because of poor business decisions. He went on a speaking tour, and then he wrote a book about his trip. So that's what Around the Equator was about. And he went all over the world. Well, sort of around the equator of the world. And to raise money by speaking, but also to write a book to raise more money for his family and his livelihood. So I love storytelling. I'm not good at it, but I do have fun doing it. And I think I have enhanced my skills. Believe it, they were worse than they are now. And it just, a daily practice might not turn you into Mark Twain, but it will make you happy. And that's exactly where I feel like I am. I'm happy to do this every day and lucky to do this every day, and I thoroughly enjoy it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.